Hello home bakers, today I'm going to show you how you can recreate this tray baked cake at home. And if you're a baking beginner, don't worry, I've got you covered. I'll show you all the steps that you need, so watch this video to the end. So I'm using a cupcake box to put my cake in. So I'm cutting some parchment paper to line the bottom of the cake. Alternatively, if you have a cake board that fits the size of your box, then you can use that instead. But I didn't have a cake board this size, so I'm improvising. So here is my cake, my delicious vanilla cake. The recipe will be showing at the top of your screen and it will be in the description section. The length was a little bit larger than the box, so I'm trimming it to size. If you have a box that perfectly fits, then you can skip this step. Now, the beauty of tray bakes is that it's so easy to decorate because all you are doing is decorating the top of the cake, so it saves you time and it will look good whatever you do. So first you want to prep your cake by adding a generous layer of buttercream all over the top of your cake. Now you can use any buttercream you desire, American buttercream, Swiss Miran buttercream, or even whipped ganache. Next, we're going to start to make the different colored buttercream. So here I'm using powdered food coloring because this will give me a nice vibrant color. Alternatively, you can use gel food coloring. That will also work quite well. Just don't use liquid food coloring as this can alter the consistency of your buttercream. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to prepare your piping bag. You need your piping bag, a piping tip, your buttercream which you've already prepared, and a scissors. You want to snip an opening that's going to be smaller than the piping tip, because the overall aim is for the piping tip to sit in snugly in the piping bag. If you cut the opening too big, the piping bag will just slip out, and if it's too small, part of the piping bag will be covering the tips of the piping and affect the piping. So you can see nice and snug and clear of the edges. Now, let me show you my very handy tip on how to fill your piping bag mess-free easy. You get a tall glass and you stuff your piping bag into the glass, and that allows it to open up the piping bag so that you can put your buttercream in, and then you can just gently fold into it and push the push the buttercream in. So this is a mess-free way for you to fill up your piping bag. It's a nice trick, isn't it? Keep watching to the end. I'm going to be sharing lots more tips for you to be able to create this beautiful tray baked cake at home. So now that I've filled my piping bag, I'm just going to gently push it in. And here's another neat trick. You can use the edge of your flexible scraper or the back of a table knife or anything just straight, just to squish down the buttercream so that you can get all that beautiful buttercream into the piping bag so you don't waste anything. And then once it's in there, you can just nicely squeeze, and there is our prepared piping bag. So here I'm starting the piping and I'm just going to talk you through it. So what you want to do is, when you're ready, you start in the middle, you start to squeeze your piping bag at the same time, gently going round into circles to create your rosettes. When you get to the end, stop and lift up. And I'm just doing a random pattern, creating all these rosettes all around the cake. And I find that it's best to pipe with each tip first, especially the large rosettes. And now I'm using another tip. This is a 6B piping tip. Again, I'm doing the same rosette style swirl, but because it's a different tip, it looks different. I'm also using this to make little droplets where I just squeeze and then lift off. So again, I'm using different colors. And with this tray bake, you can use different types of piping tips to create different patterns of design. You can work with any different color palette. to suit your color of your event or your design, and it's just freehand, free flow. You can't really mess it up. So it's a great way to get used to piping and create beautiful cakes. Now, another tip, you'll find that at some point your piping may become ill-defined and look a little bit misshapen. That's because if you're using the piping bag for a long time, the heat from your hands can start to melt the buttercream. If that happens, don't be alarmed, just stop. Pop your piping bag into the fridge for a couple of minutes so that it firms up, and then pipe again. And just keep going until you've covered the entire surface of your cake with beautiful piping. And here is our finished result. Voila! So I hope that you'll try this at home, and don't forget to subscribe. Next week I will have another great tutorial for you.